Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about transit Pluto Sextile or Trine one's natal Mercury. Now, this transit may manifest in power, control, transformation, passion, desire, and even probity. This could be in harmony with one's communications, learning, and assimilating information. Now, I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. If there's some modifications, an example that you need to make, like in terms of your communication, it could be learning, another language. It could be using the voice recognition software, at times to communicate. This is a time where it'd be very opportune, to do so. Like say if your natal Mercury is in Aquarius, it could be, new innovative forms of communication. At the time, this could be a time as well where you may have having more control over what you say, what comes out of your mouth, how it's going to be presented, and being able, it could even be empowering others through what you say. It could be inspiring others to it could be making a transformation in their own life, and it might be a time as well where, when you have, when this transit does, take place, it can also be a time where you have, more that desire, that passion, to learn at this time, to assimilate information. If you've been, if you've been procrastinating or hesitating on learning something, this could be that time where you may, again, have more of that desire and passion in order, to do so. I mean, if the natal Mercury is in Virgo, it could be something, learning something pertaining to health, fitness, nutrition, or some kind of data analytics, something that requires extrapolation of data, organizing. These are things that you may have more that passion, desire to learn, as an example. Now, it's also a time as well where you have more, just in general, more control. It could be just simply over activities with siblings, with cousins and neighbors, or if you're even in a situation that might be contentious somewhat with one of these people that I just described, or it might be a time where you might be able to have more control of that situation. Whether it may require, reconciliation or whatever it might be, this is the time where you may have more control over those matters, more so than you ordinarily would. And it's also a time as well where, could be auspicious for doing, Plutonian or Pluto-related activities with those people, with siblings, with cousins and neighbors. And it could be anything connected with the occult, which is astrology, or doing something with cycling or insurance or taxes, or some kind of investigation. It could even be just, going around, your community with one of those metal detectors and trying to just find, things that might be, underground, and it could be something very simple as that. And it's a time where it could be very, auspicious for doing those kind of things with those people. At this time, it could even be matters connected with deep research and trying to investigate something. It could also be a time as well where, if you need to make a major change or transformation regarding your neighbors, it could just simply be, taking a short journey and moving somewhere where there are different neighbors. If the situation hasn't worked out at your current location, this could be that time where you could be a good opportunity to do so. Now, anatomically speaking, okay, Mercury is connected with the hands, the arms, nerves, lungs, and breathing. And it's a time when this transit takes place. If you've had any issues with anything I described that's anatomically connected with Mercury, this could be an opportune time to do something about it. If you procrastinated or hesitated on any of these matters, and you have any issues that I described that are connected with these things, this is a time where you have more that passion, that desire to do something about it. If Pluto is also associated with surgery, so if surgery is required on these matters, it's something where it may go better, more so, than it ordinarily would, because you're talking about a favorable aspect in transit from Pluto, which is connected with surgery, and also, and you're talking about Mercury and what I described, what's connected with the planet Mercury. It could also be a time if you're just simply discussing matters pertaining to surgery. It could be a good time to getting that information regarding that, at this point in time. So anyway, now another thing too is that this is also, having, just more power and control in general, over matters pertaining to your short journeys, your mobility at this time in local transportation. If there was a situation where if you had any limitations, traveling or going from point A to point B, just general places in your community. This is more of a time where you may be able to get the assistance needed to do so, that support. Pluto is connected with moral, emotional, and monetary support, so it could be more of an opportunity to get that assistance if needed for those matters at this time, especially if you were in a situation again where your mobility or trying matters connected with short journeys, if they were limited or inhibited in some manner. This could be that time where you have more control over those matters, more so than usual. So it can be very positive transit for that. And it's also the time as well where you have Pluto is deep research, and Mercury is connected again with local transportation. And if there's something going on with your vehicle, if you have one, it's a time where, as far as diagnosing or in going to the heart of the matter, even if deep research is needed basically to investigate the issue, this could be the time where it could be very propitious for doing so and getting to the bottom of things in those matters. And if there's even, for some reason, if you have to even feel like investigating something with a sibling, with a cousin or a neighbor, and if something is just in your mind is not copacetic or kosher, this could be that time where you can again getting to the bottom of things with those people at this point in time. And it's also a time as well where you have it's more about having the control over your rational thinking at this point in time. And especially if you're somebody that's been known to blow up or act irrationally more often than others, or this is a time where it's about being poised mentally in situations, whether it could be a crisis situation or what have you, and keeping their composure, being able to control what you're saying, what you're going to say as well. And it's also a time Mercury is associated with analysis. So if you're trying to analyze anything that's Pluto related, and it can again be something connected to the occult, which is astrology, or even if you're investigating a death in some remote cases, this could be that time where it could be very positive for analyzing these matters. So anyway, now another way this transit could manifest, it could be very positive for passion and desire, which is Pluto, for learning and assimilating information, which is Mercury. Now let's say, for example, if the natal Mercury is in Pisces, it could be learning something in connection with the metaphysical, which includes astrology, or it could be something with chemistry, anesthesiology, photography, as some other examples. And also too, this could be very auspicious really to get that that support, which is Pluto, for short journeys, which is Mercury. Now let's say if the natal Mercury is in Gemini, it could be manifold short journeys, rapid ones, a variety of short journeys. And it could also be a time where Pluto-related people, and when I say Pluto-related people, it could be people in Plutonian professions, such as the occult, which includes astrology or insurance, or recycling, tax examination, someone that works as a coroner, as a surgeon, as some other examples. Those people, even people you may be in intimate relationships, may be more in harmony and agreement with your communications, which is Mercury. Hold on a moment. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, now let's say, for example, if Mercury is in Sagittarius, it could be his communications can be connected with sports, philosophy, the law, religion, expanding horizons as some examples. And it could also be propitious for control, which is Pluto, in matters with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, which is Mercury. Now, if the Mercury is in Capricorn as an example, it could be doing things with those people associated with business, just being disciplined, and responsibilities pertaining to these people. And also, it could be positive for having that desire and passion, which is Pluto again, to do things with people from your early education, which is Mercury. Now, if your Mercury is in the zodiac sign Cancer, it could be Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or ones that simply embody Cancerian characteristics. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.